yes. So basically, obviously, I came up with this because racism, obviously, considering it's Black History Month for one, and racism is clearly a topic that is literally continuously being spoken about, and I think we should continue to speak about it just to, as we do on this platform, we try to educate people, and empower people, and what's the one? Educate, empower, encourage. See, I almost got it wrong, but that's basically what we try to do here. So for me, I think when it comes to racism, it's something I'm very, very passionate about, and it's something I personally have also experienced in my lifetime since I've been on this earth. And I think it's very...
Since you've been in this country?
Since I've been on this earth. Not in this country. But I think it's just very sort of... it would be nice for us to share our stories. I just thought maybe just to enlighten some of our listeners, just to be like, you know what, maybe you might possibly think you're the only one out there going through this, but there's a lot of other Black people out there that are experiencing the same thing. So it might be something similar, it might be something different, but I just thought we'd just share our experience on racism. So let's start from the top. Have you guys ever experienced any sort of type of racism?
Yes, I've experienced covert and overt racism.
Okay, let's hear this.
Covert racism is when people do things and they be like, but no, that's not
racist. I'm not a racist.
And I think that's the issue that I found when people, they say things. Yeah. And I'm just like, but that's racist though. If I said it to you, you wouldn't like it. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think when it comes to especially the Black experience, it's almost like you have to be careful about what you accept from other people. Because if you let it continue, they think it's okay to continue saying it. Yep. But then the overt racism, when I used to work in the betting shops many years ago, it was, like obviously people be losing money. Sometimes we had to switch the machines or things like that. You Black bitch, you this, you that. It's just like, okay, I'm Black, like next. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think the first time I actually experienced racism was when I worked in South Kensington. Okay. I think I must have been about 21 or something like that, like years ago. Yeah. And a customer had called a colleague of mine, a coloured girl, and then he called me something like coloured. Like he called me something else, and because I didn't help him out, he called me a monkey. Yeah, and I was just like, really?
Yeah, that's my alarm. Excuse me.
Yeah, it was just like, at first I was shocked, like people still do this, but at the same time I wasn't really surprised, and I didn't feel like, oh, I'm a Black girl. Oh. I didn't feel sad about it. It was just more like shock, like people still do this stuff. And I remember I went home and I started thinking to myself, like, how could I have reacted differently? Because I didn't say anything. I was just like,
why didn't you?
I don't know. I think it's because it was the first.
Shocked?
It was more like shocked, like people still speak like this. And obviously, here, like when I was growing up, we had a lot of like Black influences and stuff around. Obviously, I grew up in the islands and stuff like that, and then I moved here. And so there's a poem or something, or like some statement when they talk about when they call us coloured, but when you're sick, you're blue or you're purple or whatever. So that always comes to mind when I hear a white person calling Black person coloured. I'm just like, we're not coloured though, because our tone is constant. Like apart from maybe when we're sick, we might look a bit greyish, but that's it, But I didn't say anything, and I was quite like, I was pretty calm about it.
Wow.
I think for Black men it might be a little bit different. So.
Yeah, I think most definitely. I think for me, I think the first time I experienced some form of racism, I didn't react in the way you did. I think I took the extreme. I'm not gonna lie, because I think it was a case of I wasn't gonna just sit there or stand there and just let it be. And I think you can potentially say I took the matters into my own hands. So what happened was, growing up, I grew up in an area predominantly called, obviously, in Stratford. That's where I grew up.
Right.
So
E15.
Growing up, E15, don't know. Shout out. So obviously, as time went on, my parents decided to move up, as most parents do. They decide to move for a bigger house, bigger space, more children, wherever. There's 5 children. We're living in a 3-bedroom flat. Imagine how tight that is. So back then was tough. You know what I mean? So we managed to move. So we moved to an area called, I'm going to edit it out, might as well. Do you know what I mean? We're sharing our experience. So we moved to an area called Dagenham. And
SS.
at that time, I swear to you, I had never heard of Dagenham in my life.
Of course.
Because if you grew up in that part of East London, all you don't know past Barking. I swear to you.
Just.
Like, after, especially on the district line, I didn't know what stop came after Barking. I swear to you, I didn't. I don't know. How could you put it? I didn't even know what Dagenham was. I didn't know what the culture was. I didn't know nothing about the area. But anyways, long story short, I went to school. So what I eventually realized was any black kid or any non-white kid that came to that school, what a lot of the white kids or boys, girls, whatever they used to do was they will beat them up, rush them, pretty much maybe the first week, first month, whatever it is, to the point where they have to leave that school. So that's what they had been doing. I didn't know this at the time. However, it came to my turn. They messed with the wrong brother.
Sure. Come on.
Do you know what I mean?
I play that tune.
Hey, listen, they messed with the wrong guy. Like, so what happened was there's about 4 of them. So I was in class one time, they was throwing stuff at me, whatever, because I was almost in the top classes in like maths, English, I was top classes. Throwing stuff at me, I was like, what's going on? So I was telling to the teacher, like, yo, like, can you not see what's going on here? She tried, like, oh, God, boy, stop that, all like that. Nothing was going on. But anyways, they rushed some guy, a Mauritian, like, it was from Mauritius, and they rushed him. He got beaten up, black eye, bruised, everything, but he kept coming back. So they came to me now. And I remember there was one time they rushed me in the playground. One of them pushed me, took my bag. You know the old school bully kind of stuff. One will push you, one will drag you, one will wherever. Cool. 4 against 1. I couldn't do nothing. Cool. Went to the head teacher. I was like, this is what happened. Okay, we're going to deal with it. I went to my mum. My mum was like, what? Obviously, they can see what happened. Let's be real. It was blatant. So what did I do? I said, fine. Man's from East, innit? I'm not gonna lie. I grew up in Stratford, and bruv, there's no such thing as let it go. I'm sorry, there's no such thing as LIG. Right. So what I decided to do was 1 by 1, 1 by 1. I got all of them man them back.
You say 1 by 1.
1 by 1. I see one guy in PE. What did I do? I flat kicked the fuck out of him. In PE, didn't give a fuck. I said, I'm going to get you 1 by 1. Flat kicked him. I said, oh, sorry, you alright, mate? Sorry, I didn't mean it. I thought we was doing gymnastic, mate. That was one. Playground, playtime come. Boxed up another one. 1 by 1. I swear to you. To the point where they were like, yo. But anyways, eventually, I was now known as, oh, that's that guy that beat all of them up. Oh my God, you don't want to mess with him. Oh my God, nah. So what you now find is all the non-white kids start elevating to me. Okay. So I now create a pack in the school. So they now knew you can't mess with us. So for me, like I said, it's like, in comparison to what you did, I took the extreme route. Do you know what I mean? And they try to exclude me from the school, I was like, I'm not standing for it. My mom came to the school. It was a big hoo-ha. But obviously I stayed in it.
Boy, I don't even know where to begin. There's so many.
That was one of mine. Many.
There's so many. The first time I experienced racism, I didn't expect it. I think I was naive because I thought that, obviously, growing up in SW, SW9 to be precise,
right.
That's like,
damn no.
You know what I mean? That's gang. You know what I mean? Like, Brixton, Stockwell, Clapham, like. It's mad. Like, I remember being in Kingston, yeah, and
what, the uni or the area?
College, the area,
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
Coming from college, I was in the area. Coming from college, so come out of the station. You know me, I thought I was untouchable. For some strange reason, I thought I was some bad boy. I don't know why. I thought I was special. I thought I was a special kid. But coming out the station. Walking down the road. Now, Kingston, when you come out the station, the college is to the left. But you go to the right if you want to move girl in it. Whatever. Anyway, so I came out the station, turned to the right, as you do. And yeah, I remember just walking a couple of bedrooms, 2 other black boys, and I just remember a bunch of white guys coming from the pub. What the fuck are you doing around here? I just remember thinking, what? These guys crazy. Do you know who I am?
Are you a little boy?
You know what I mean? I'm like, what am I like? I couldn't be more 16, 17.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? Anyway, bunch of white guys coming out of the pub. Good 6, 7 of them. Oh, you fucking nigga, you fucking cunt. Every single swear word, every single insult under the sun. And they were calling us that. And we were just there like, what the hell is happening here? And at the time I thought nothing of it. I thought, yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All of a sudden rocks were being thrown at our heads.
Swear.
Blood was just pumping out of random places. It was crazy. Like, I just remember thinking, adrenaline, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you don't feel it until later.
Until I got on the the 56 from Kingston to bloody Clapham. I remember I got on the 56 and I was like, wait, it's actually painful, you know, like I'm actually bleeding. Are you man bleeding? Like, everyone's just looking at each other like, yeah, everyone's bleeding, and it's just like, was it worth it? It wasn't worth it. But anyway, look, that was my first experience. And then I remember football. Now, I used to play football for a Portuguese team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember the coach used to say to me, like, because me, I used to always try and be on time, innit? So he used to say to me, you know, it's a bit weird that you're on time. You know, most black people are like, and this is what I mean by the little
little things that happen to me more.
Yeah. You know, them subtle
what
messages that you're trying to say, you know, black people are usually like late. How come you're so early? Like, is everything all right at home? Anyway, so I used to always be early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember there was one time the manager pulled me to the side and he was like, basically, let's see if we can get the ball to Michael because he's fast. This was before I started playing in goal. Get the ball to Michael because he's fast. You know, if we could just ping it over the top. You know, he's black. He can run fast.
Oh,
the manager actually said that. Portuguese manager actually said, you know, he's black. He can run fast. And this is what I mean when I say, for me, it's not so much the actual racism I can handle. Like those white guys that came out of the pub.
Microaggressions.
Them white guys that came out of the pub. I can handle that. Boom. Yeah, let's go head to head. Boom, we're fighting. You don't like black people. I don't like you. Let's fight. But the ones that are subtle about it.
It's like it wears you down over time. You're just like...
Yeah, let's get the ball to Michael. He's fast. You know what I mean? Just kick it over the top. Michael will run. You know what black guys are like. I remember one of the assistant coaches was like, you know, you're black. That means you got a big dick in it. Like, you know, you got a big dick. I was 15, bro.
He said this to you.
He's like, I bet you got a big dick in it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Things like that.
Yeah, but you know, times like that, how did you sort of
manage?
Yeah, like, what was your thought process?
Young, I don't know anything.
And this is it. And
if you say that to me now, with a developed mind, with a developed mind.
And I realized, like, and this is what tends to happen a lot of the time. Like, obviously, we're sharing the story now, and I think it's happened to us a lot more when we're younger. If that makes sense.
For me, it's as I've become older, it's happened to me. So when
wow,
I was young, obviously, I grew up in Tottenham, Green, that sort of area, and people in the area are mostly black. So we don't really have that issue like that because we understand it's a multicultural area. Like, we get it. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's now my profession. I've had that experience.
Oh, wow.
Mainly. Like, a couple of years ago, I went to a residential with my class at the time.
Wow.
And it was in Wales. And
Big up Wales.
Like and you know, I actually really like Wales. It's a beautiful place.
Wales is nice.
Say. It's really nice.
There,
So we were doing like a 5-week stay with this place.
5 weeks?
5 days, sorry. 5 days stay with this place now.
So what?
So we had this particular group leader, and it was like, so we would split the kids. So you'd have one group and I'd have a group, whatever. But she would be the person that's facilitating activities. I'm just there, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm supporting because really, I don't know how to upsell, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so there was little microaggressions there, like, one time one of the kids was like, oh, I can't wait to go home, have chicken and chips. Oh, I just can't believe children live in tower blocks and eat chicken and chips. I was like, no, like, it's actually a very good school in a very good area. That it's just kids like chicken and chips. Like, what's the big fucking deal? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's the problem? So it kind of like in my head, I just thought, you think you have this certain thing about people from ends or black people, because the class are predominantly black also. So it's kind of like, you know, like in the slave times, they had like a little nigger baby. Like, it was that kind of vibe. Like, that's what she was bringing. So anyway, obviously, I'm their teacher. So, of course, any problems are going to come and gravitate to me. But it seemed like she wanted them to more go to her. So it was like across the week, she would do little things to kind of push me out of the activities. Wouldn't take pictures of our group, wouldn't take pictures of me, of the children, stuff like that. So one particular day now, we went abseiling. So one of the boys was like, oh, miss, my hand's hurting. I was like, yeah, cool, I'll hold the rope for you.
Yeah.
I was actually just holding the rope as one of the children climbed up the wall. This woman came over shouting, what do you think you're doing?
For holding the rope.
Holding the rope. But my whole class is there.
Okay, yeah.
So like, you're trying to embarrass me in front of my class. Do you understand? So it's like they had to take away your power from you. And you know, it's the worst thing to be embarrassed in front of children.
Oh, mate.
Because they know, like, boy,
they can feel it.
Power struggle. So this same woman that had an issue with the chicken and chips now, someone else that worked at the school overheard her talking about me. Oh, she's got a black girl attitude anyway. I don't like her. I'm glad she's leaving. She's making the kids a product of their environment.
Cut.
They said they wanted chicken and chips. I didn't choose for them. Heard the joke. I went to the head teacher and I said to him, this is what was said in the playground about staff. I've got a black girl attitude. I've not even exchanged 5 words to you. When? How? Why? Oh, you know, so this happens. You know, she probably was a bit upset. Cool. Have that conversation with me.
Yeah.
If you're unhappy about the food your child's getting, bring a packed lunch in it. It's not a big deal. Simple. Why are you cussing me in the playground about my attitude?
In front of the kids as well.
In the playground, other parents could have heard you. Yeah. That's the first thing in having this impression of me. Told the head teacher, he did jack shit. Next day I went into work. Do you know what he gave me?
What, disciplinary?
A book from Maya Angelou.
This
is for your black girl attitude.
What? No, he didn't say that.
I swear to God.
Shit.
I swear to you. That's the worst experience
These
I've
are adults
ever
as well.
had. Both of them were probably at least 10 years older than me. And that's a head teacher.
I said Maya Angelou, you know.
And to this day, I've got a book. God. I have that book at home. I haven't even opened it. He's, oh, you know, sorry, it didn't work out. Oh, fuck you, bruv. Fuck you.
Use that as a reminder. You have to use that as a reminder. I'm not going to lie to you, because this is what I mean about the succinct, like.
Succinct.
I said it right.
You didn't. You said succinct.
I said succinct. Anyway, these little, if I really want to be pedantic and really pick at little tiny things that people use against us to kind of remind us that we are black and that we should know our place. You know what I mean, in society. When really, if I really want to go deep, my place is above you, but I don't want to go there, innit?
Yeah.
So for me, it's a case of, when we talk about racism as a whole, it's the little ones that hide behind
covert.
The covert operations that they use to kind of keep us in our place. You know what I mean? And when
and honestly, that's year that I worked in that place, it was like that.
Yeah.
There was another girl that worked in the school, but she was lighter skinned than me. And a lot of favoritism was given to her because she was lighter skinned.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
See?
And that's things like that, yeah.
Just because of complexion?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm telling you. 100%. And then also, he just didn't like me anyway because I'm not a kiss ass. I'm not kissing your ass. I come to work to do my work. And you know what, to be honest, I don't even talk about work on pod like that.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
But that situation needed to be spoken about.
Of course, because this is what we're doing out here. We need to enlighten it. Like it's happening in every walk of life. Let's be honest. And speaking about work, for me, another thing I wanted to touch on was, you know, like when you're at work and you're trying to get some form of how can I, like a progression,
like pay
in
progression
work.
or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
So you're trying to get a promotion, for example, and you're being indirectly being suppressed because you are black. Because let's be honest, in most industries or work firms or whatever, black people are not usually the ones at the top.
No, you will have the token black.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Token
Like
black.
just
in
to
the
keep,
industry
keep
that I
them
work
cool.
in, it is not a secret. I'm sorry, I will say it out loud. In the NHS, it's not a secret that it's something that we've been advocating for, that a lot of people from the BAME community are not sitting at the top. Why is that? However, what you would find is predominantly a lot of the nurses and the doctors that are working are predominantly from the BAME community. What is going on? So we are good enough.
Even
We're working at
that
the
term,
forefront.
I don't like it. The BAME community.
I don't like it, but obviously that's what is being used. So if
I hate
do you know what I'm
that
trying to say?
term.
But the thing is, like, okay, let's say for me, I'll use myself as an example. I've been working in my position for X amount of years. I'm trying to get progression. I'm trying to get promoted. But however, what you'd find is, or what I realized is, by the time you apply for the job, by the time you go for the interview, the fact of the matter is, they already know who they want.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah, of course.
100%.
And I don't think that only applies in the NHS. It applies
It applies
everywhere.
across the board, yeah.
100%.
It's across the board. So it's like sometimes you just think to yourself, what's the point of going to the interview?
They wanna
Knowing
keep
fully
us-
well that you're not going to get it.
They want to keep us here. They'll allow one person.
That's what I'm saying. The
to get up.
token.
Yeah.
To get up.
And then also, if they don't like that person, you fall all the way down.
All the way back
Literally.
down.
You'll
And the
fall
worst
down.
thing I hate,
House of
I
Cards.
hate, I hate the most is, even though you know you're not gonna get it, and you sort of speak to like other people, like your peers and stuff like where, like, oh,
Yeah, you get it, man.
you get it. You just go. No, just go for the experience.
Try it. Try it. Try it, Manny.
Jodi, I swear to you,
Try
I
it.
hate it.
As just people, black people generally,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, we go to school and our parents tell us like, oh, go and get a good job, all that kind of stuff. It's like we're
Yeah.
always begging for a seat at the table.
Yeah.
Why don't we just create our own stuff? Do you get what I mean?
Are we ready for that?
I think
Majority's been saying it for a minute.
I
still.
have.
I know that,
Been saying it
but
for a
as a
minute.
community, are we
Not
ready
as a
for
community,
that?
not everybody. Not
This is
everybody,
the- and
no,
that's the
because
issue.
This is the thing. It's like, and again, not to sound like some conspiracy theorist or nothing like that, but that's the way the system's setting it.
It
That
is.
you only get
It
to a
is.
certain level.
Don't
It
get
is.
started on that one.
That's really what it is. So while we constantly
it's this-
killing
are you-
ourselves,
Is the system designed to make black people fail?
yes, it is.
So for me,
Yes, it is.
when I
100.
train people about going to interviews, I tell people, look, don't go into an interview with your hands held out like, yeah, please give me this job. No, you need to go into an interview thinking, all right, what do you have to offer me? Do you know what I mean? What does this company have to offer me? And that's the mentality we need to start going into interviews with. So any black person that's out there struggling, any black person that's out there feeling that they can't get to the top, we need to start realizing that we need to start owning this stuff, yeah? And we need to start supporting each other.
But keep the prices fair though.
We need to start
Boy.
supporting each other, yeah? And we need to start getting on top of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
start knowing our stuff, knowing what we're worth, yeah? We don't go into any company thinking, oh, yeah, please give me a job. No, we're not going into that mentality in 2020, 2021. We're going in with a mentality of, this is what I have. What do you have to offer me? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What does this company have to offer me? That's the mentality we're going in with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not vibes and inshallah, innit? You know what I mean? We're going into the next year with positivity, with strength, yeah, with encouragement. Yeah. And we need to encourage each other. That's the main thing.
But keep the prices fair.
100%.